ओम सच्चिदानंद परब्रह्मा परमात्मा पुरुषोत्तमा श्री भगवती समेत श्री भगवते नमः. May the one who is all, who is in all, in whom is all, bless us all to be successful, happy, peaceful, and prosperous. Dear devotees, today I am going to discuss on a very esoteric subject, very mystic subject that has not been very often discussed. The topic is Sapta Guru. This is so esoteric that it has been kept under the wraps as a completely secretive subject. That is because it is so intense, and understanding of this requires certain levels of spirituality. We all know about the concept of Guru. At the fundamental level, we take it to mean the teacher or the person who is giving us a diksha or upatesa of a mantra. And at the next level, we understand it as Lord Dakshinamurti, whom we worship. And at the next level, we perhaps take it to mean the religious and philosophical founders of religion like Adi Shankara, Ramanuja, or the spiritual masters like Shirdi Sai Baba or Raghavendra or Adi Shankara, etc., etc. But this concept of Guru in the Vedic parlance has a much deeper significance. At the superficial level at which we are worshipping the concept of Guru is what I told you just now. It is on the scientific basis of one who is throwing light. Guru means one who is throwing light or one who is removing the ignorance. I have discussed this subject on a separate video on Lord Dakshinamurti. That is at the first level of the Guru concept. But at the deeper level, the Vedic rishis had a very different connotation and very different purpose for the concept of Guru. Sanskrit is a versatile language where one word means several things and several words can mean just one thing. Guru, the terminology, amongst other things, while it means one who is a teacher or one who is a guiding light, also means the prime energy. Guru is actually the prime energy. Our Vedic rishis used this concept of Guru on this meaning, that is the prime energy. The rishis were searching methods for the human welfare so that they can physically, mentally, and spiritually grow and in the process materially succeed. Their prayer to the God has always been only on this subject. So as they inquired deeper and deeper, they realized that there are 7 prime moving energies that is there in a human being. And only when it is strengthened, a human being will bloom into a full personality and he can live a happy life. The seven prime energies they found are: one, consciousness. Consciousness is being self aware. All of us are self aware. Every being is self aware. But the awareness or consciousness of insect or animals is restricted to being physically aware, maybe to some extent mentally aware. But human beings perhaps are the only being who are capable of being spiritually aware. He can be conscious of the divine energy, can be conscious of the supreme Godhead, and therefore he can be conscious of trying to evolve into that supreme energy. This faculty is gifted only to the mankind. That is why it is said that it is very rare to get a birth of a human being. So, this conscious energy or the energy of the consciousness was identified as the first prime energy required for a human being. This is a divine consciousness, not simple consciousness, divine consciousness. The second energy they found necessary or existing within the human being is the energy to desire, think, act, and it is this energy that makes a man to move towards what he wants, what he has to desire, he has to will, and then he has to act. While the energy at physical levels are available at various beings, the human's ability is far higher because his creative power, his discriminative power, the energy is manifesting at a very high level. Therefore, this is the second energy they found, divine energy. This is the divine energy. The third divine energy they found was intellect. The basic living sensation was available with all beings. The intellect was missing. It is only with the human beings the intellect arose. You can see a sheep. It will be in the butcher's shop. Maybe after an hour or so, it will be butchered. But in the meantime, the butcher will give it some grass. This sheep will be eating the grass very happily without knowing it is going to be killed. That is because it doesn't have the intellect to query why it is here and why that guy is feeding me and what is going to happen to me, why he has tied me here. It doesn't have the intellect, but the humans have the intellect. That is a third important divine intellect energy. The fourth is the divine quality to lead a divine life. Look at the animals, the way they live. But a human being is not expected to live like this. He has to live an ethical and moral life. It is said very clearly in Upanishads that without morality, there is no spirituality. A person may be spiritual in his thoughts, but if he is not moral, he is not going to accomplish anything. He is not going to have God realization. But if a person is moral, even if he is not spiritual, he will lead a proper life and over several births he will become spiritual. So that morality or ethical values in life is very important. Therefore, they found that this knowledge to live a divine life is a very important energy center. They found that quality in the human beings and they realized that it has to be cultivated. And then they also found out that prana is a very important energy source for human beings. Every animal breathes, but it doesn't know the significance of the breathing, nor it can use it for spiritual growth. But human beings know this prana is not oxygen, it's not simply oxygen, it has a life source. Human beings have to understand that they have the nadis, that is the spiritual channels, and using that they can physically, mentally, and spiritually grow. So they found out that prana is another important energy. Then they realized that swabhava or innate qualities are another important prime moving energy. For example, when a child is born, who teaches us that it has to cry for milk? Who teaches it how to use the hand? Who teaches us that how to breathe? This is applicable to all beings. Who teaches a seed that it has to grow up, it has to break open upside and then break through the soil? Who teaches the birds to fly? So, in every being, there is an innate swabhava. That swabhava has to be properly there in any human being. When the swabhava is lacking, then that human being has certain inbuilt problems, what we nowadays call as genetic issues. So they found out that bhava, subhava, innate qualities are very important energy knot. Now if you see, they identified consciousness, energy, intellect, prana, knowledge to live a moral life, and then the subhava. Then they found out the most important thing that a person should have is the wisdom. The wisdom to understand all the above 6 points. Unless a person understands these six, that he should have a divine consciousness, a divine energy, divine intellect, divine prana, divine knowledge to live a virtual life, and divine Swabhava, he is not going to succeed in life. Therefore, they found out the next important and perhaps the most important prime energy is wisdom or jnana. Now, they categorized the deities for each of these divine powers. Ultimately, a deity is a personification of a divine power. They found out that Lord Shiva is the personification of consciousness. That is why he is called Sarvavit. He is called Parameshwara. They identify Devi as a personification of all energies, Icha, Kriya, and Jnana. They identified Ganesha as the root energy of intellect. Intellect is Mahat, using which only this universe is created. We already discussed in another video regarding the science of Ganapati. So, Ganapati was identified as the personification of the intellect. And Lord Subramanya was identified as the personification of Pranava. Here, it may be worthwhile to recall a Puranic story of Subramanya versus Brahman. One day, Subramanya asked Brahma, "You are producing this entire universe. How are you doing it?" Brahma said that, "Yes, I have been given Upatesa by Maheshwara and I am doing as per that." He asked that, "What is the Upatesha?" He said that, "Om." Yes, initiated me into Om, and using that, he asked, by using Om, how can you produce? Brahma was not able to explain this. That is why he admonished Brahma. I'll put a separate video on the science of Om. How with Om this universe is created, maintained, sustained, and annihilated. So it was Subramanya who was fully aware of the concept of Pranava. When his father, Lord Shiva, admonished Subramanya for having insulted Brahma, Subramanya said, "That is, what is wrong in my asking this question?" He has not answered the question. If you can, you answer the question. Shiva pretended as if he does not know. He wanted to check whether Subramanya knows the meaning. So he asked Subramanya, "You tell me." Subramanya told that, "Okay, I am willing to tell you, then it is Upatesha to you. Therefore you sit below, I will sit up. So you learn it from me." So Subramanya explained the meaning of Pranava. So Subramanya is the manifestation of the Pranava energy. Next, regarding the energy of how to live properly, they identified Lord Vishnu as the personification. That is why Lord Vishnu takes several avatars to teach people how to live as well as how not to live. Krishna, Rama are all examples. So, Lord Vishnu is the prime energy of ethical living. And for the Swabhava energy, they identified the Brahma. They identified the Brahma, the creator, because it is he, while creating, gives his innate qualities in human beings. You can see no horn grows in a rabbit. This is an innate quality. He takes care. He ensures a male is a male and a female is a female. He ensures a mango tree is different from a tamarind tree. These innate qualities are inbuilt, and the deity for that is Brahma. So they identified that for consciousness, it is the deity of Shiva. For energy, it is the deity of Devi. For intellect, it is a deity of Ganesha. For prana or pranava, it is a deity of Subramanya. And for knowledge, for right living, it is Vishnu. And For Subhava, it is Brahma. Now, when it comes to the wisdom, they found out that wisdom is within the human beings itself. The Divine Lord sitting inside the human being is the best Guru, best energy to teach all the other things and guide him in the right way. So, they identified the divine energy sitting inside, and that is Dakshinamurti. Why Dakshinamurti? That because the primordial God is assumed to be up, and we are human beings in the down. As I explained in that lecture on Dakshinamurti, since he is here with us and the Parabrahman is supposed to be in the sky, we are in the region of south, and that is why the Murti within us is called Dakshinamurti. So they identified Shiva, Sakti, Ganesha, Subramanya, Vishnu, Brahma, and Dakshinamurti as the seven deities of these seven prime energies. These prime energies are the gurus. And the Shiva is the Adi Guru because he is the first starting point. Consciousness is the starting point. He is the Adi Guru. Next is the energy, Devi. Devi is the Shakti Guru because she animates. Third is Ganesha, intellect, the Moola Guru. Then we have Subramanya, the Pranava Guru. Then we have Vishnu, the Parama Guru or the Loka Guru. Then we have Brahma, the Bhava Guru. And we have Dakshinamurti, the Jnana Guru or Atma Guru. Therefore, we have seven Gurus. Adi Guru, Parameshwara, Shakti Guru, Devi, Moola Guru, Mahaganapati, Pranava Guru, Subramanya, Paramaguru, Mahavishnu, Bhava Guru, Brahma, and Jnana Guru, Dakshinamurti. Now, if a person is going to meditate and understand these concepts and work on this self growth, he will reach dizzy heights. For an easy method to contemplate and meditate on him, Vedas gave a very simple sloga. That sloga itself is further condensed, that is another matter. I will tell you the full sloga. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devi, Gurur Putra, Gurur Devo, Maheshwaraha, Guru Kshakshat, Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri, Gurave Namaha. The meaning of this grand mantra is I worship the divine energy or the prime energy of the Baba Guru Brahma, the Paramaguru Vishnu, the Shakti Guru Devi, the Moola Guru and Paramaguru, the two Putras, Subramanya and Ganesha, and the Adi Guru Parameshwara. And I worship the Atma Guru or Jnana Guru Dakshinamurti who guides me on all the above six Gurus. And ultimately, all these Gurus are nothing but the Parabrahman, the ultimate supreme energy, the Supreme Spirit. So this sloga says the Parabrahman has taken the shape of the seven gurus, and I worship and adore the seven gurus as an emanation of a supreme reality, the Parabrahman. If you see here, the starting is Parabrahman, ending is Dakshinamurti. Though the words are juxtaposed, if you look at the meaning of this sloka, it starts with the Parabrahman and ends with Dakshinamurti. And in the process, it lists all the six gurus or the six divine moving, prime moving energies. In the Vedic days, this Sapta Guru Puja was a very prevalent practice. But like many religious practices or spiritual practices that have died down, this also has died down because it was not possible for common man to do this. Like many practices was converted into pujas, this was also converted into a puja. When it was converted into a puja, in temples it was taken care that all these six energy centers are available as in different sannidhis. Shiva Sannidhi, Devi Sannidhi, Vishnu Sannidhi, Subramanya Sannidhi, Ganesha, Dakshinamurti, etc. But to continue with the puja of this Guru Aradhana, our elders condensed it into worshipping Dakshinamurti, because Dakshinamurti is Atma Guru and Jnana Guru, and even as the sloka explains, it is he who guides us for the rest of the six gurus. Therefore, they said that if you worship Dakshinamurti with a clear understanding that he is representing all the other earlier mentioned six gurus, with the sloka just I mentioned, then you will be able to spiritually grow and enhance your physical and mental powers. This is the depth of this Sabda Guru Aradhana. Our rishis not only left it at that, they went further. They thought that while these energies are within the human beings, but still their mind is controlled because of their thoughts. So they figured out what can really motivate their mind, guide their mind. They knew the planets have a direct control over the mind. That is why they are called grahas. Graha means which acts, attracts, and controls the thinking and the mind. Therefore, they mapped the planets to these deities. They figured out that sun, who is the source of all energies in the world, who is maintaining this entire universe because of his light, he was identified as Atmakaraka, and Lord Shiva, the Adi Guru, is controlling deity. So Shiva controls Lord Surya as well as Lord Dakshinamurti. Then they found out that Devi controls Venus and Rahu. That is two planets who have control over the desires in the mind. Then they found out that Vishnu has control over Mercury, which is the thinking power. which is the faculty of memory, habit, etc. Then they found out that Subramanya is a controller of Mars because that is a fearful energy. Prana is the root energy and Mars is a very fearful energy. Then they found out that Ganesha controls through his intellect Ketu, and Saturn is governed by an emanation of Lord Shiva, that is Dharmasasta. So therefore, they mapped the planets to these gurus, that is the prime moving energies. Therefore, when you worship, pray, or meditate on these gurus, you are indirectly ensuring control over the planets or orientation over the planets. And it is a very good Navagraha Aradhana as well. Therefore, this Sapta Guru has such a deep esoteric significance. In addition to these Sapta Gurus, as I mentioned in the beginning, we also have several Jiva Gurus like the philosophical masters or our own teacher, lecturer. But the Sapta Guru, which is a primordial energy, is what is meant by the Guru Aradhana. And Dakshinamurti is a representation of all the Sapta Gurus. There are very few temples dedicated exclusively for the Sapta Gurus. One such temple is located near Trichy, where the Sapta Guru is worshipped. And in order to ensure that a common man practices the Saptaguru Aradhana, they identified one day in a year that is called the Guru Purnima. On this Guru Purnima, they recommended all the people to worship all these Saptagurus because it will help them, as I told, to grow physically, mentally, and spiritually, and also materially, because it is also a Navagraha Aradhana. If you will notice, this Guru Purnima falls or will fall when Sun is in Cancer and Moon is full moon. Cancer is the month where the sun is brightest, that is at the highest point near to the North Pole. Therefore, it is brightest, and being a full moon, moon is the brightest, and the sun is in the house of moon. So, on this day, the light energy is exceedingly high, and therefore, the Guru, who is a personification of light, will be more effective. The puja done on this day will enhance our internal intellect, wisdom, and all other powers I have mentioned till now. Therefore, let us all worship the Sapta Guru when we are worshipping Lord Dakshinamurti by reciting the mantra what I had told. Let us all be blessed to have a happy, peaceful, successful and prosperous life. Om Rishabharuda Parabrahmane Namaha.